Hello, thank you for stopping by my channel. Today, this video is going to be about how to apply false eyelashes for beginners. I have already applied all of my makeup, and I would recommend that you either apply all of your makeup first before you apply your false eyelashes, or at least apply your eye makeup before you apply your false lashes. Since this video is for beginners, we are going to be using one of my favorite kind of Ardell lashes, which is Ardell Wispies. The Ardell Wispy lashes are great for beginners because they are on an invisible band, which basically means they blend in better with your own lashes. Also, I think this style is just comfortable, light, but still gives you a great flirty look. So the first step is just open your package of lashes, and they will come on a little tray like this to hold the lashes and their shape. Also, you can purchase these Ardell Wispy lashes pretty much anywhere that carries lashes. I bought these at Fred Meyer's, which is a Kroger's chain store here. You can also get them at Sally Beauty Supply, Rite Aid, all different kinds of stores are going to carry these lashes. And the Wispies lashes retail for $3.99, so they're very inexpensive. These lashes are pretty easy to get off, so you can really just pull it off with your finger and you're not going to have a problem. Some lashes, if they're trickier to get off, you kind of want to just move them down first to kind of loosen it a little bit before you pull it off. But these lashes are very durable and you're not going to have a problem just pulling it off. The next step is that you want to see, do you need to trim your lashes? So without doing anything, you're just going to go ahead and put these up by your lash line. And just look and see, is it too long? If the lashes are too long, they are going to be uncomfortable for you to wear, so you definitely want to trim them. And all you would do is just use a pair of scissors and be sure to trim from the outside and just trim the lashes down. I already know that these lashes fit on my eye without any trimming, which is a nice bonus. You are going to need eyelash glue. And the one I would recommend is this Duo Dark Tone Adhesive. This, I found, is the best glue that definitely is going to make your lashes stay on all day. The other thing I would also recommend when you're starting out applying false lashes is, like I already have applied here, apply a black eyeliner first. The black eyeliner is going to give the lashes something to blend into, which is going to make it easier, especially when you're starting and you might not have your placement exactly perfect. The reason I like the dark tone glue better is because sometimes the white glue, even though it dries clear, when it dries on me you can still see a little bit of the white, and that really bothers me, and then you have to try to fix it. So I would just rather go with the dark tone glue probably 99% of the time. So the glue just comes in a little bottle like this, and all you do is you go ahead and just take off the cap. And before you actually apply this, I'm just using a Kleenex here for an example. Get the flow of the glue started because you don't want a big blob to come out. You just want to have a little bit come out. And sometimes at the beginning you might get a little bit of a big blob. Here we have our first lash, and all we're going to do is just apply a very thin strip of glue along that lash, the lash band. But all I've done there is apply just a thin line of glue all the way across. And kind of the trick is that you need enough that it's going to hold on that lash really well, but you really do not want too much because then it's going to get messy and blobby. The next key is that you really need to wait until this gets tacky, 15 to 30 seconds, kind of depending on how much glue you put on. Even while I was just doing the video, it kind of dried too fast, which is not a problem. Just add a little bit more glue on. But when I add a little bit more glue on, I'm not going to put this lash on right away. I'm going to give it 15 seconds at least to start to set. So you can test this, and when you see that the glue kind of grabs on to your fingernail, that is when you know it's tacky. I apply my lashes a lot without tweezers, but it really is more difficult. So a pair of tweezers is going to help with your control. Go ahead and use the tweezers to just grab that lash right in the middle, and then what you're going to do is set this on your eye. Oops. Okay. And then set the eyelash down. And all we're trying to do is get that lash band as close to our own lashes as possible, but not actually on your lashes. You actually want it on your eyelid. And where you're using the tweezers, this gives you a lot more precision and control to get the lash exactly where you want it. Even though sometimes I'm lazy and I do not do that. So also, this glue was really tacky. It was really super easy to put on, but sometimes it's going to be more difficult, and what you're going to want to do is just make sure to hold the ends on. So outside end here I'm holding on, and count to 5 or 10 just to make sure you're getting that lash on really well, and do the same thing on the inside. Count to 5 or 10 to make sure it's on there really well. This lash was just super easy to put on. The other thing I like to do after you put on that lash is kind of pop it up and wait until it's adhered to your eyelid. But once it's adhered to your eyelid, you can pop it up a little, and that is kind of just like curling your false lashes, and you can see them a little better, and it just gives them a great look. The other thing you can do at this step that I'm not going to do is go ahead and take some of your mascara, and you can actually apply mascara to your false lashes and blend in your lashes with the false lashes. But since this video is for beginners, you're going to want to use this lash over and over again, and by not applying mascara, you can simply, at the end of the night, pull off your lash, put it back in its tray, and you will be able to use these lashes. I mean, depending on if they get messed up at all, you might be able to use these lashes again 5 times, maybe 4 times, maybe 3 times. It just kind of depends on how the lash holds up. But definitely, especially at the beginning when you're learning and practicing, just keep using these lashes again as long as they look fine to use. False lashes just make a huge difference in your look. It is the easiest way to just step up your makeup game, is applying false lashes. And it's funny because before I was wearing false lashes, and then I started realizing that everyone you see on TV, in magazines, anywhere, they are all wearing false lashes. They do not have these naturally glorious, amazing lashes, but you can have them very easily with just a pair of eyelashes, a pair of tweezers, and some lash glue. Now let's go ahead and take off the other lash. And we're just doing the same thing. We're going ahead and applying just a thin strip of our duo glue here. Oops. And I got a blob, which happens. And it's okay, because just have your Kleenex nearby. If you get a little blob of glue like that, I just basically wiped it off. And now I'm just going to apply the glue again. And I am just waiting for my lash to get tacky here. Just give it a few more seconds. Okay, so once this lash is starting to get tacky, I have my tweezers kind of holding that lash there towards the middle. And basically when you're applying these lashes, you just want to try to just, the best you can, center it. So the middle, just kind of apply towards the middle of the eyelash. And then same thing, we're just using these tweezers to position this lash as close to your eyelashes as possible, but while still actually being on the eyelid itself. And just hold the ends for a count of 5 to 10. And you can redo that again if it doesn't adhere. You can just hold it for another 10. And just definitely make sure to get the end, the inside and the outside really adhered. And what I also do is you can kind of just press on that false lash a little with your finger, and that's just kind of making sure it's adhering all the way across. Do the same thing with the tweezers if you prefer. Okay, so now that this is adhered, I'm just going to do the same thing and kind of pop these up a little. And there we have it. Now we have lashes that are completing our look. So a few more tips for beginners starting out with false lashes. When you're starting out, it is going to be difficult. You're going to get frustrated. You may not get the lash on the first time, and you may have to like take a break and then try to put on that lash again. So give yourself plenty of time to play with it, experiment. Don't do it right before a big event or when you're in a rush to get out the door. You don't want to have that extra pressure and be trying to learn how to do false lashes at the same time. Also, another tip, practice. You are going to get better and better at putting on your false lashes just the more you practice. It's going to become easier and easier. So get yourself the lashes, get yourself some false lash glue, and just go out there and try it. Another thing, when you take off your lashes when you get home, you can just put them in the tray to keep them in their nice shape. But say the next time I want to wear these same lashes again, I'm going to pull them out of the tray, and there is going to be a little bit of glue on the lash band there, and you can just use your fingers and just pick off that extra glue before you apply them again. Well, I definitely think we pretty much covered all the basics to get you started with learning how to apply false lashes. And our motivational quote, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. And that is from Walt Disney, and that is our quote for false lashes. So just go out there and get started. Please let me know in the comments below how it goes.